Greetings once again from the Grilling with RVH patio. Tonight we're going to be doing a couple of briskets, and I'm also going to do the other one with some Texas brisket rub from Pit Boss, as well as a little bit of coffee rub that I found in a recipe by Steven Raichlen in his book, The Brisket Chronicles. I highly recommend, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get this book for free off of Amazon and off of the Kindle store on Amazon. It's called The Brisket Chronicles by Steven Raichlen, or Raichlen. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, R-A-I-C-H-L-E-N, but I highly recommend it. Great book for a bunch of different rubs and spices and seasonings for briskets. Anyway, we're going to do it back here on the RecTec pellet smoker. Let it run all night and take it off. And I'm going to do these two briskets for some good friends of mine. One is going to go to my pastor and his wife, Pastor Tim Wood and Rebecca Wood. I really appreciate everything they do for the church at Apostolic House of Worship, where I am the assistant pastor and a member, obviously, duh. But I really appreciate everything they've done during this pandemic, this coronavirus lockdown, all this nonsense we've had to put up with. They've been very good to people, and so I kind of want to give them a little something from my heart. But also, I'm doing the other brisket for my co-workers at Angelo State University in the Office of Student Affairs. They've been really good friends to me. They've been really good people. They're really good people, period, but they've been really good friends to me, taking me in. I've only worked there a little over 2 years now, but they're really good people, so I want to do something a little nice for them, because they're always talking about the Grilling with RVH videos and the pictures and the photos on Facebook and the videos. I want to do something nice for them. So we're going to put the briskets on, let them run all night, and tomorrow we're also going to take and smoke up some boneless, skinless chicken breast. That's going to be another video that you also can find here on the Grilling with RVH channel or on the Facebook page. So stay tuned, take care. We'll be back after this to get these briskets ready. So now we're going to inject and then put the rubs on these briskets. Have a just over 13 pounder here, untrimmed. I trimmed it a little bit, but the fat will render anyway. I'm not a big fan of trimming to the bone on briskets. And we have a trimmed already, a little over 9.5 pounds, I think it is, over here. Both full briskets. We'll see how they do. But let's get some injection done now. So I actually have a couple of different rubs for these. One is a coffee-based rub that I found, as I mentioned earlier, in Steven Raichlen's book. And it seems to be kind of spicy, so we're going to probably use it a little more sparingly than we normally do on briskets. But we'll see. You know what? You never know until you just give it a shot. You never know what you're going to get, right? Isn't that what Forrest Gump said? Or his mom always said? All right. Smells good. Sit for a moment. And on this one, we're going to use the Pit Boss Lone Star Brisket Rub, as well as a little steak seasoning rub. Put on this big fat cat piece here. We're just going to not necessarily worry too much about how much coverage there is on it, but we want to get that all seasoned up a little, get some seasoning on it, I guess, anyway. You can trim that a whole lot more. I'm just not a big fan of trimming a lot, so I roll with what I have and call it good. This particular sauce is pretty good with on steaks, or rub, excuse me, is pretty good on steaks as well, so I use it a lot on some steaks. Alright, so let's turn this one over. And we'll dump a little bit of this injection liquid that we had reserved and saved on this one. Act a little bit as a binding agent, as it were. I'm really curious to see how this is actually going to taste after a good soak in the smoke, as it were. We'll see. If it's no good, well, we won't use it anymore. Alright, so let's turn this one over. It only cost, I don't know, 20-30 bucks to figure out if a rub works or not. Whew, looks good. That is looking good. Most of that rub up, that bottle of rub up as well. Okay, so now a little bit of this steak seasoning dusted on top. Alright, and now we're going to go out and see how that smoker's doing. And get these on there and let them roll all night. Be back in a minute. Briskets are inside, sitting. They've been seasoned. Man, that's a beautiful sunset over there. I wish you could see that. That is gorgeous over there. I may get a shot of it here if I get time after I get this ready. But we got the briskets inside seasoning setting. We got the smoke tube going. We're going to go ahead and take the smoke tube, put it on the RecTec in the back left corner, and let it get rolling. There's one thing I'm going to do that I normally don't do. Let's turn it around here so you can see. I have this little onion scraper, and I like to take it and put a little onion on the grill, or just a little juice from the onion. Acts as kind of a natural grill cleaner, grill scraper. It works very well, actually. And so, there you have it. Put that back. Get that all. Alright, so we're going to let that catch a little bit. Go inside and get these briskets and get them on the smoker and let them roll smoke all night long. We'll be back after this. Alright, brisket number one. Brisket numero uno. And two's not going real well, but we'll fix that in a minute. We'll put number one back here with the fatty end, the point, back towards that back corner where the hot spot is on this here RecTec. And we'll put the other one, the smaller brisket, right in here. Alright. We're gonna go get that one. We're gonna get that one, be right back. Alright. And here we go with brisket numero dos. Numero dos. Nee. I think it's neat. I think it's neat. Me, maybe not. Okay. So number two, and go ahead and put this in here. Get that nice in position right there where it needs to be. Yeah. And away we'll go. And so there you have it. Two briskets on, and they're gonna roll smoke all night. Be back after this. So if you're wondering what I was doing, I'm getting all the probes. I've got a fireboard temp reading device. I highly recommend it for anyone that's going to cook. Highly recommend it. But I put it on there. I can track the temp inside. I can track the temp wherever I go because it connects to my Wi-Fi in the house. I can track the temp. I can go across the world. I'm not going to because I can't travel, and besides, why would I put a brisket on and go to Asia or to Australia or to Antarctica? I'm not going anywhere. But theoretically, if I could get connectivity, I could track this thing online. So it's really cool. I got 3 probes. I got 2 in the big brisket, 1 in the smaller brisket, and then 1 in the cook chamber to make sure I keep smoke rolling and fire rolling all night. So pretty cool. We'll be back after this. So what I did was I took the smoke tube out of the RecTec and I relit it. It wasn't smoldering enough, so we'll see. It may not be now, but we're going to try it again anyway. We'll put it right back in there and let the smoke roll on. It seems to be smoking. Wait. Okay, there we go. See the lovely visage. Seems to be smoking well now, so we're going to go ahead and let this roll all night. It is now... whoa. That was recording this whole time. Wonder what it got. Oh, so it is now 8:14. It went on about 8ish. We'll call it 8. You know, whatever. It went on about 8 o'clock, both of them. 1 9-pound, 1 13-pound. Want to see what gets done first. Obviously, we're pretty sure the 9-pounder will, but briskets are a funny character. You never know. I've had them the last one I did was like a 15-pounder, took 20 hours. I've had a 15-pounder take 12 hours, 13 hours before. So tomorrow morning, depending on what they're sitting at, I never usually wrap, but I think this one I'm gonna wrap in the butcher paper method. I don't like using foil on brisket. I use foil on pork butts, don't get me wrong, and pork shoulders, but I like using foil on brisket because it softens that bark, and I like the crispy bark. Gigi Scott, that's a shout out to you for crispy bark. Anyway, but I like that crispy bark, so I probably will go just butcher paper this time. But I normally don't wrap it till it hits about 203 internal. Stupid cable. Dang cord getting in my way. I don't normally wrap it, but I think this time I'm going to wrap it at 160, 150, 160, depending on when it hits that, sometime in the morning, and maybe speed it up a little bit because I don't want to wait till 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You know what I mean? I got to get these sliced up and get them to people. So I'm thinking we're going to wrap it about 160. But stay tuned. Through the magic of editing, we'll see how that works out. I'm going to wait till the morning, but for you, it'll be right after this. And so now it's time to pull one of them briskets out one at a time and cut it up and get some brisket out there. See what it tastes like. Here we go. Whew! Yikes, that's hot. Been in that cooler a little over an hour now. Oh, look at those juices. Good Lord Almighty. Well, let's see what this looks like, shall we? It's very tender. It's going to be probably a little overcooked, but it's very tender, and that's okay. There's a nice little slice, but still very tender. And as they say, that's kind of an indication of it being overcooked.